I am back, you guys, for another Food Hack Friday. Hey guys, Kira here from 50 Shades of Mom, tips for all shades of mom life, and in today's video I am back to share another Food Hack Friday. So I am really excited about this time's food hacks. Actually, I'm always kind of excited about the food hacks, but I just enjoy these kinds of segments, and I think it's because I really enjoy sharing recipes out of cookbooks. I kind of feel like if you want a chicken parm recipe or a beef stew recipe, you can go on YouTube or you can go on Pinterest and you can find hundreds, thousands, millions of different people's versions and takes on their recipes. But when you're cooking something straight out of a food cookbook, like a food hack, how many food hacks are you gonna find on the internet? Totally different, not as broad spectrum as the rest of the recipes. So I like sharing these just because they're so out of the box. And you guys, I am obsessed with cookbooks. Like here, let me show you. Literally, this is my box of cookbooks. This is how I meal plan. I would have something set up a little bit better if I were in a home where I had space for this. Since we've been here, I just keep all of my cookbooks. Usually my meal planner is downstairs, but I just got done planning the meal plan for the entire month of June. So I literally sit here on my bed and with my box of cookbooks, and I go through everything. I even have like my old meal planners from years past in here, and I go through everything and I decide what I want to share with you guys for the month or what we just want to cook for dinner. I just love them, and I still have so many that I haven't even opened, like a Nestle Toll House cookie one. Like I have not even shared anything. Mommy. Sorry you guys, mom life, had to tend to my kiddos. So the point is, I love collecting cookbooks and I like sharing the recipes that are inside the cookbooks with you guys. Again, which brings me right back around to why I like sharing recipes out of this food hack book. Because again, it's just something so out of the ordinary and different, and I like sharing those kinds of recipes. So this time we're focusing on like wonton wrappers and egg roll wrappers. I don't know if you guys remember, but like a couple of grocery hauls ago, I had to put in my Walmart grocery pickup these either wonton wrappers or egg roll wrappers, and I wanted to make my own cream cheese rangoon. I found a really cool recipe on Pinterest and I was anxious to try it, and then I'm not sure if I ordered it or if they gave it to me on accident, but I had gotten these vegan ones. I was a little intimidated by it, but I went ahead and made them, and they cooked up so perfectly that I just reordered the same ones again the last grocery haul and got these wrappers, and I just love them so much. Like I said, they cook up perfectly, and I had recognized that front label in that food hack book. I knew I saw that picture in there, and sure enough, I went inside the food hack book and she has so many recipes that use like wonton wrappers and egg roll wrappers out of that book that I didn't even share all of them in this video. I only shared 3 with you guys, but we're gonna make homemade mozzarella sticks with these wonton egg roll wrappers. Like, doesn't that sound amazing? Then we make a cheeseburger filling and stuff an egg roll with it. Like, hello, so good. And then we take the wrappers and we put them inside of cupcake tins, and we're going to make like a taco filling and stuff it inside of there. Just so good. Totally new concepts on how to cook things that we eat all the time. So I'm really excited to share them with you guys. I'm gonna bring you down to the counter and let's hack some of Peggy Wang's food hacks. Okay, you guys, so here we are at the counter. We have our amazing food hack book by Peggy Wang, and then everything that we're going to need to make all 3 recipes. So here are the wonton wrappers that just kind of inspired this whole big thing, and these were just so easy to work with, and I really was impressed with them. I can see myself using them over and over again, and I've already thought about all the different things that I can do with them. So like I mentioned in the intro, these were inspired by looking through this book. I generally go through this book when I'm meal planning and pick what I want to share when I'm actively sharing these kinds of videos. And I had seen the cover of those wonton wrappers that I knew I had in my fridge. And I was like, these are the ones that I have. Does she have recipes for this? And so this was actually the page for pizza crisps. Like I said, she had so many recipes that I didn't even share with you guys. I just chose to share 3 of them, and I'll share the other ones at a different time. But on the page before was the mozzarella sticks, and then here are the taco wontons. It says, I like to call these little pockets of nom. They are just so cute and pack so much flavor into a small bite. Try topping these with salsa, chopped tomatoes, or chunks of avocado. So we'll go over what we need for those in just a minute. And then we have our cheeseburger egg rolls, which says, introducing a revolutionary new way to eat a hamburger. Now you can finally eschew all those conformist bread riddled burgers. And that's it, you guys. So that's all we're gonna need to be able to make these cheeseburger egg rolls, these taco wonton cups, and then these mozzarella sticks. Now I did decide to just switch up something just a little bit. So I do cook the taco wonton cups the way she wants in the oven, but I had made those cream cheese rangoons by using a deep pan on the stove with oil and deep frying them. So I kind of wanted to use the egg rolls the same way. So I'm gonna fry some of these cheeseburger egg rolls, and some I'm gonna bake her way just to kind of see which way works the best. So on the stove, I put a little bit of olive oil. I sauteed some red onion, and then I added in some ground beef. Now I shared with you guys the actual page, so if you wanted to take a screenshot of the exact measurements for what you need, because I went ahead and cut this recipe in half. I didn't want the whole thing of cheeseburger egg rolls and then the whole thing of taco wonton cups, so I cut the recipe and did half the taco wonton cups and half of the cheeseburger. So you're gonna go ahead and take that picture so you can get the exact measurements. But once that cheeseburger and onion was done cooking in the bowl, I went ahead and added some shredded cheese, some Cajun style seasoning, and then some Worcestershire sauce. I'm pretty sure I always say that wrong. And then I just gave it a good mix, and then that was it. That gave us like that good cheeseburger flavor. I thought maybe next time if I make this, I would put a squeeze of ketchup in and a little bit of diced pickle. I think that would have been like that extra element of cheeseburger, but this was still super good. And so once we were done mixing this all up, then we just went ahead and put it in our egg roll wrappers. I had mentioned earlier that I found these particular wrappers were really, really easy to handle. And being that they're in a perfect square shape, I just went ahead and took about 2 tablespoons of the mixture and put it along the bottom. I gave the mixture 1/2 turn just to kind of make sure that all the loose filling didn't go everywhere. And then once I gave it that 1/2 turn, I folded in the insides and then just kept rolling till the end. I did go ahead and get myself a little dish full of water. You just dip your finger in the water bowl and run it along the edge when it's time for you to go ahead and seam and seal your egg roll. This way none of the insides fall out. But like I said, it was super easy, and it's really not that difficult. After trying like your first or second one and just playing with it, these wrappers are pretty sturdy. So if you had to unroll something and go back and forth and keep trying, they really weren't that hard to manipulate. And once you got the hang of it, it was easy just to kind of zip them all up. Once I was done wrapping them, and I ended up with 6, I put 3 on a sheet pan for the oven and then 3 on a plate, so that when I do fry the mozzarella sticks, that I can go ahead and put those in the hot oil as well. So now we washed out our pan, and now we're back at the stove, and we're gonna go ahead and make the insides for our tacos. So here I have a little bit of olive oil, and then I put in some white onion and a little bit of garlic. Once that sweat down a little bit, I went ahead and added the other half of ground beef that we had and mixed that all up until it was all ground and good to go. Once that was all complete, then we went ahead and added our taco seasoning. I feel like at this point you probably could have added like maybe some Rotel or something, but I was just trying to follow her recipe, but I feel like maybe some Rotel at this point would have been good. And then once it's all done, cook through, and you've mixed all of your spices through, then you're gonna pull the mixture from the stove and mix in your cheese. Once you've given everything a good stir and all of your cheese is kind of melty and gooey, that's just how we want it to be, we're gonna go ahead and prep those wrappers. So those big square wrappers, they're too big for what we needed to do. So I just used a pizza cutter and I cut them directly in half. And then I used a little bit of cooking spray and sprayed the inside of a cookie tin. I had 10 wrappers to use, well, 5 wrappers cut in half gave me 10 pieces to fold inside of this little cupcake tin and make like a little cup. So once I got the hang of it, it became really easy. So I just kind of folded the bottoms in so that they connected, and when they connected, I placed them inside. So it just made like a little cup formation. Sometimes I would stick my finger in that water and just kind of push my finger down to the bottom and make sure that it was sealed, but it was pretty easy to just make a little cup. And then once I had all of them laid out, I went ahead and filled our filling into them. Once the cups are all filled, I went back and added just a little bit more cheese on top. I didn't call for that, but definitely wanted it extra cheesy. Who doesn't want a nice cheesy taco, right? And then our cheeseburger egg rolls, I went ahead and stuck them in the oven. They take longer than the taco cups, exactly half the time. So when they were halfway through, I flipped them over and then stuck the taco cups in there for both of them to finish out in the same time. So now it's back to the sink, washing out the same pan. You guys, I love these copper pans. They're always linked in my Amazon store below if you want to check them out, but you can see that I use nothing else to cook them. So I added that oil to that pan and let it heat up. While that was heating, our taco cups and cheeseburger rolls finished. So I pulled them out, and now here are our cheeseburger rolls on backup that are ready to go in the grease. I wasn't even able to wait a moment longer. I had to pull these out of the cupcake tin just to see if they would come out nice and easy. And I couldn't believe it. Like, they just came right out. They didn't stick at all, not one bit. And they were these perfect little taco cups. Like, this chick is ingenious. I just don't know how she comes up with all of this stuff, but you just could not beat how well that these cooked up. So now we're on to our very last step, and we're gonna go ahead and open up these cheese sticks. This is what you needed to make these large mozzarella sticks, which at first I was like, wow, that is a jumbo mozzarella stick. I only made 4 of them just to kind of test them out, but they did come out really, really good. So for the future, I will make more of them. I don't know if I would cut them in half and make smaller bite-sized mozzarella sticks, but for now it was worth it to just try it her way. Now, assembling these were even easier than those egg rolls because you're using a nice solid stick, so there was nothing that you had to worry about falling out or manipulating. So you just put these on a diagonal, like a diamond shape, and you just put your cheese stick in the corner, you roll it up just one full turn, tuck in your sides just like you did before, and keep rolling. It literally was so easy to do those mozzarella sticks. And by now our oil in the pan had reached the perfect temperature, so I dropped in our cheeseburger egg rolls, and let me tell you guys that was only about 30 to 45 seconds. I have sped up the footage, but not by very fast. It does not take long if you have your oil at the right temperature to get these to cook perfectly. You have to babysit them, you have to stand over them, but if you just flip them in just a minute or two, they really are perfect. Now I went ahead and did the mozzarella sticks ones last, just because, you know, mozzarella sticks, if they sit for a little while, then they don't have that really cheesy, ooey gooey flavor, and that's what I was trying to give you guys, and I wanted dinner to be hot with everyone sitting, so I went ahead and did the mozzarella sticks last. But I dropped them in there, and literally within a few seconds I was already rolling them. I didn't want the cheese to ooze out in any way and spill all over, but they held together so well and they just cooked up so good. I am absolutely in love with these wraps. And once they were nice and brown on all sides, I went ahead and pulled them out, and I put all of my greasy fried stuff on a paper towel just so that it drip dries and gets all the excess grease off. And then that was it, you guys. It was time to eat. So here is an assembly little charcuterie board, if you will, of all of the stuff that we assembled. So one thing I was shy of, and I should have thought of, was marinara sauce. I only ever have my sauce, and I didn't defrost any. to have with those mozzarella sticks. You know you need marinara sauce with mozzarella sticks, and we didn't have any, but they were still cheesy and gooey and delicious. And those taco cups, you guys, we made those and they were so easy and they look so pretty, and I just topped them with sour cream and salsa and cilantro, and they were delicious and everybody devoured them. There was no leftovers. And the cheeseburger egg rolls, I'm sorry Peggy Wang, you are amazing, but frying them was just 10 times better than baking them. Maybe I should have thought of putting them in my air fryer. Maybe that would have been a good idea. I also served the egg rolls with a little side dish of chopped up pickle and ketchup, which kind of gave me an idea of what it would be like to have put that inside, but it worked really good as a dipping sauce as well. But Peggy is awesome. I enjoy her food hacks, and I definitely will be back to share some more. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I love you guys all so much. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.